It is Monday night. It's actually 7:45. It's 15 minutes away from Monday Night Raw, which is what I should be prepping to watch right now. But I actually did not. I have not watched AEW Collision's debut episode yet. Am I surprised? Not really, because when they announced that AEW was doing a new program, cool. I wasn't like I didn't love the way that Tony Khan just kind of quiet canceled AEW Dark and Dark Elevation, but cool promo. When I found out it was gonna be Saturday night at 6 p.m., like I get it from a company standpoint. Why wouldn't you want that? Especially if they call you and Warner Brothers offered it to you, like perfect. Especially with somebody who comes from like an '80s, early '90s generation in the way Tony Khan does, and is used to watching wrestling on a Saturday night. But me, personally, the weekends work great because there's only a pay per view once, maybe twice a month if there's a AEW and a WWE television show. And I like that I don't have to really think about wrestling on the weekends. It's a weekday thing. It helps me get through the weekdays, but it is a weekday thing. So the fact that they now have to try to figure out how I'm going to get another AEW show on a weekly basis in my schedule is kind of stressful. I'm not going to lie. So I haven't really been able to approach AEW Collision with excitement because I'm more stressed about how I'm going to watch it. Because as an AEW fan from literally day one, from day zero, I enjoy watching the television, and I believe that the more of it you watch, the more it rewards you. If you watch Being the Elite, if you watch like all the interview shows like Hey EW with RJ City, if you watch the reality TV shows, they all work together, right? Like it's like almost like the MCU. When you spot the Easter eggs, it works together. And I can say that's different from how WWE used to be, where the more you watched it, the less things made sense because they rewrote narratives, they changed what actually happened in the script, and they told you the story that they wanted to tell you rather than the story that was happening in front of your face. So I love that about AEW. And I know there are people who don't watch AEW Rampage on a regular basis, and I don't want the second flagship show of Collision to be that for me. I don't want it to be well like I don't watch it and I miss it on a regular basis. But this is where we're at. So now it is interfering with my watch of Monday Night Raw, which is not completely essential watching. So that's why it's getting passed on. But there's also mad other things that I have to watch, like Black Mirror, new episode of Silo, Righteous Gemstones, new episode of The Idol. So it is what it is. But that's where we are. My name is Tyler PSwitch Dow. I am the Silent P. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, this is the AEW Collision debut episode. Watch along, 2 days late. If you are into this content, you can follow me on YouTube and on all social media sites. On YouTube, the website, the direct link website is switch.nyc, switch.nyc, because that P is silent. If you're into apparel and you want to check that stuff out, switch.shop is where the apparel is at. Don't forget the P before the switch because that P is silent. And what else? Yeah, check out the YouTube and check out the Cool Company, because this live stream, this show, because Silent P said so, is presented by the Cool Company and Cool Pro Wrestling, and that allows us to keep doing this. So I think with all that being okay, there's one other thing I have to talk about. CM Punk. I didn't watch wrestling throughout the big CM Punk phase. I think I came back to wrestling maybe either December 2014. I think it was December 2015 actually. So it was probably either 6 months or like a year and a half after CM Punk quit. So I basically missed the whole entire CM Punk timeline. And from everything I had read about him and I saw about him, I went back because you heard the CM Punk chants. And like he was all right. Like I understood it. I'm not really into like straight edge characters. As somebody who grew up in the metal scene, I can say pretty confidently that straight edge people are usually not usually, but can be douchebags and can be assholes sometimes, right? Because there's a difference between people who don't drink and people who are straight edge. I know people who don't drink that are not straight edge and would never consider themselves straight edge. Straight edge is like kind of like you built a personality against something. You know? It's like being an anti something. And I feel like that's a negative thing in general. Right? So, I mean, that was my kind of only opinion on CM Punk. Then all of the AEW stuff started it, and for months and for months and for years, there was rumors about CM Punk going to AEW. But every time you heard CM Punk's point of view about it, he was crapping on the company. Oh, they sent me a newsletter through a they sent me a contract through a text message. Oh, they wrote things on a piece of newspaper. Like from his point of view, the publicity that CM Punk was giving out made AEW constantly look mediocre and make them look unprofessional. And I remember Cody Rhodes had to come out at one point and be like, I don't know why he keeps saying stuff like that, because we gave him an actual contract. And then when we finally do hear that CM Punk is coming, he's like, yeah, I've had a great relationship with Tony Khan and we've been texting back and forth for the last 2 years. So why the hell do you seem like such an asshole? If you've had a good relation, why were you shitting and burning on the company for so long? If you loved the Brody Lee thing, why were you shitting on the company for so long? But with all that being said, I didn't feel strongly about CM Punk, so I didn't care. He kind of seemed like an asshole. When he came into the company, the storylines were great. The headlines were great. I was one of those people screaming CM Punk, CM Punk. It was exciting. I was at AEW Grand Slam. I was seeing him in person. And then I also watched the AEW All Out press conference live as it happened. And as it was going on, all I kept thinking, all I could do was laugh and be like, wow, this guy really is an asshole. You know, but it was harmless to me. I don't work there. It doesn't matter to me. But now that, and I'm also not one of those people who was like affected by the product because there was backstage issues. Like, I could give a shit. I'm from the entertainment, television, film industry. Like, every single set has backstage problems. So I also do agree that wrestling fans can be extremely sensitive and have no idea what it actually means to put on a live show, to put an ensemble of people together, and what the frequencies of that can be. But now that we're back and there's a CM Punk show, I'm not super excited that CM Punk is back, but I am excited that there's a new show. I'm excited to see Miro. I'm excited to see Andrade. And I'm happy that AEW is doing better. But I'm not confident that this is going to be a game changer or that it's going to be a positive thing in the long run anyway. But it doesn't matter because I don't work there and I'm just a fan. And more wrestling on a weekly basis may or may not be a good thing. I guess we'll find out. Now let's watch the debut episode of AEW Collision. Oh, I completely forgot that they got the Elton John theme song. That's dope.